Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about driving me crazy. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, what do most people get wrong about coding that drives you crazy? Well, now that I'm so old, mature and wise, and above all else humble, I don't really get so upset anymore with people and their perceptions about code. The only people that are left that annoy me in the in this plane of existence are stupid people. These are the only people that still annoy me. People who are either very obviously incompetent or ignorant of things and so forth. And I'm working on that part of myself so that I view these people as whatever power is controlling all of this, as that power's way of testing me, testing me to. They're putting them in my path, and now I just need to pass through them like smoke through a door, or something like that. Something poetic. Like imagine that I said something really poetic there. Uh, but the coding stuff, I think that is still the only thing that really annoys me about people and coding is people who have not left the philosopher stage. I find philosophers to be very annoying, and the reason why they're annoying is because it's like talking to like a zealot or like a deeply I don't know what to call them. You can't have a rational argument with them because the only thing they ever talk about is how this book they read or this principle they know about is the only way of living. And I had this conversation the other day with a guy where like I had a code review with this guy where I had written a few unit tests which just did some assertions, and he basically points out that, oh, that's not dry. And I go, what's not dry about it? Well, because you have 5 properties and all of in 2 tests you only change one property and the other ones are identical. You should abstract that into a function so that it just takes that one property and changes it. And I go, why would I do that and complicate my test when the cost of writing that code was a copy paste and the impact of changing it is not really possible to foresee? We might not even keep this code in 5 months, and if someone decides to fix it, it will also be 5 seconds of work. And the reason why he doesn't get that part is because he is a philosopher and he doesn't understand the reason why I'm writing the code and what I want with the code. I want the code to work and I want it to be simple. And the reason why we try to be dry is because if we're not dry in the wrong circumstances, it causes more work for us. This costs nothing and it's simple and it's better than his solution, but he will not listen because it's not dry, according to him. That annoys me. Holy shit, that annoys me. Same person claims that we should upgrade to, if I remember correctly, Yarn 3. Now, unfortunately, I am very old, wise, and mature, and above all else humble, so I crowdsource the problem and I say, hey, guys and girls, do you want to upgrade to Yarn 3? And now, unfortunately, I make that fatal mistake that you do when you're working in a democracy, which you should never do. That's why power is so important. You allow people to have an opinion on something where you shouldn't let them have an opinion, because if you had an expert democracy you would have a better solution than if you allow every John and Jane who's never doesn't even know anything about the problem to have an opinion, because it's like fools or people who are ignorant idiots. They will have an opinion on stuff that they don't know anything about, where a truly wise person will say, no, I'm not really capable of having an opinion on this because I don't really know so much about it. These people I love. These are my friends. I would love to give them all a hug. But that's not my reality. So the decision becomes, okay, let's use Yarn 3. And because I am so diplomatic and amazing, I say, okay, let's just do that. And then the thing that I know that I knew was going to happen, happens. And we realize that, oh, we have all these tools, because Yarn 3 at that time is not really established in the ecosystem of all the shit that's going on in front-end or in JavaScript land. And the number one rule I always have for doing successful front-end development is that stability is everything, because the ecosystem is designed by a range of different open source projects. And if you have something like, say, .NET or C#, where like it's one platform that is sort of holistically being maintained by people who have the idea that everything should fit together, you can be wilder, you can be more experimental. But in such an environment, it's a very bad idea, because you have to wait for the ecosystem to catch up to the library that you want to use. Otherwise, you're going to cause a lot of work for yourself to just make sure that everything's compliant, and you need to update things, and you need to use experimental versions of certain packages because they have not had the time to catch up to the thing that you want to use. And that is what happens. And so now my days are spent trying to make certain packages compliant with the Yarn way of working. And the best, like, this is where it really gets fun. When that person then goes, oh yeah, but then we'll just update this package, and they say 5 minutes later, because I know what we should do. We should just undo this, because now it's just Yarn. We can just roll it back, and it's done. It takes 5 minutes. No. We're gonna commit to this fucking thing, and we're going to create a custom shim to make this other thing, to change our process, change something that is working and actually doing the job well, to something that works worse, because we need to use Yarn 3. And so I ask, why are we using Yarn 3? Because it's the latest version. Okay. But why does that matter? We are not using any of the features. It doesn't really change much in terms of productivity. It really is just another version number for us. And for some reason that person can't really answer. The closest thing you get to an answer is that, oh yes, but you could use this and you could do that. And I mean, it's better to be on the latest version because, you know, reasons. Oh, and we could, of course, you know, there could be security things, or it could be like all kinds of other arbitrary reasons where you don't really have an answer. This drives me crazy. Holy shit, it drives me crazy. It is the one splinter that I still have left. I suppose I still need it, because if I didn't have this one area of true, complete annoyance with other people, I would just not know if I was alive or not, because everything else is so perfect. So what I want you to take away from this is that the thing that drives me crazy about coding that most people get wrong is that they don't understand why they're writing the motherfucking software. Sorry for that. They don't understand that the reason why you're writing code is not for the code, it is for you, it is for the damn project. So if you are adding in stuff to the code that is making the situation worse without any concrete proof of the benefit of what you're doing, then you should not do it. And you should, as a software professional, be able to tell when you want to do something because it feels nice and when it's actually doing something useful. And then please, try to be humble and perfect and so forth, so that when you get faced with the fact that you made a mistake, don't commit to that mistake. Undo it. And wait for the world to change, so that in the future we can make a more informed decision that fits our use case better. Thank you.